So we're going to do Parashat VaEra, which is in the second year of the book. Page 433, page 433. We're going to here introduce the halachot of Kabbalat Shabbat, Seudah Leil Shabbat, and Mitzvat Ona. Mitzvat Ona is to have relationship with your wife. So we have halachot for that. We're going to see what the Ben Ish Chai will introduce to bring us to that logical. So here's what he's saying. Ki barer avarecha ve'arba arbe et zaracha kekhavi hashamayim v'kachol asher al sifat hayam. He said, God, so this is the blessing that God is giving to Abraham. He said, because bless, I will bless your descendant, your children. They will multiply like the stars in the sky and the sand which is in front of the sea. Asher al sevatayam. And he finished. Ben Ish Chai start. Keep in mind, we want to understand the halachot of Kabbalat Shabbat, Seudat Shabbat, and Mitzvat Ona. Mitzvat Ona, Seudat Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat. C'est a lashon kafur mechupal. C'est the lashon is double. What does it mean? נראה לי, לפרש בסייעתא דשמיא, ידוע שאין לך דבר בעולם שאין בו חיצוניות ופנימיות. So he said, we want to understand what the language here is double. What does it mean double? You said that we will multiply. Why you need to give me the example of stars and the example of sand? Tell me about the skies, about the stars. I will understand. Why you make it double? He said, before you understand that, you have to keep in mind that everything which exists in the world, everything which has been created with external aspect and inner aspect. First thing. Quick second. So everything which has been created, we want to understand, we say everything has been created with external aspect and inner aspect. Why do you bring me that? He said, look, it's like this. I continue to take. He said, Dainu nishtar v'nigle. So what is external aspect? Revealed. What is inner aspect? Hidden. Everything is like this and that. Even you. The thing that you show to people and things that you will never show in public. Everything has been created like this. Inner and external. Inner and external. And after said, he said, ולכן כל דיבור, הבטחה שהבטיח הקדוש ברוך הוא לצדיקים, יש בו נסתר הרומז על טובת הנשמה, ונגלה הרומז על טובת הגוף. He said, based on that, when God comes to give a blessing or to say some affirmation, some words to tzadikim, he always said the words in the two aspects. One, to bless the inner aspect, one to bless in the external aspect. So also you have to keep this in mind for you. When you're blessing someone, when you're blessing one aspect, you have to bless the two aspects, inner and external. You go to a rabbi, you say, Rabbi, I want a blessing. You say, be blessed, be a good Talmid Chacham, bracha, and you go. Don't be satisfied. Where is the external aspect? So what you have to do, may you be always connected to the Torah, be tzaddik gadol, mala lemala b'Torah, so Bria Tova, Parnasa Tova. You see? Inner and external. And he said, what is the inner aspect? Is connected to the soul. What is the external aspect? Connected to the body, goof. So if I say now, it's like this. The external aspect is connected to the revealed. The inner aspect, Eden. This one is the body, goof. And this one is the soul, neshama. This is the relationship that you find in every creations. Everything. And that's the said. Say like this. ולכן, בהבטחה, הריבוי שהפצירה השם יתברך לאברהם אבינו עליו השלום, יש בו נסתר, דהיינו שיהיו זרעך צדיקים הנמשלו לכוכבים. So that's why the language is double. Because God wants to give guarantee to Abraham in the two levels. The level of, I will bless you and your children, your descendants will be like the stars which are in the sky. He said it was connected to the aspect of inner aspect, Eden, soul. So he said this aspect here is the aspect of stars, and this is connected to the tzaddikim. Because the tzaddikim are called the stars. This is one. It says, כמו שנאמר, ומצדיקי הרבים כוכבים לעולם, ועד, like it's written in Daniel, that the tzaddikim, they are like the stars. So the example was taken from a real roots. וזה הריבוי שהוא באיכות, שכל אחד יהיו בשקעול, ונחשב מאה או מאלף, בני אדם או יותר. So he said, what's happened in that level? Something very important. He said, one tzaddik will be in the scale equal to 100 or 1,000 people. And he said, or yoter, or even more. It depends on your level, your holiness, and your yirat shamayim. And he said, but we have also is the guarantee that God gives to Abraham, the aspect of nigle, revealed, ou beribui kamut, connected to the quantity, because in this level, we don't see a lot of stars. Even if behind one star you can have a lot, but you only see small numbers. So you don't see, your physical eyes don't see million and million and million of stars. You just see so few ones. But when it comes about the reveal, you see the sand in front of the sea. You cannot count them. It's revealed, it's clear, there are your eyes. And he said, חיבו בכמות, דהיינו זרעו רבים, בגבולתם כחול של אור יספר. So he said, God telling him that here, the sand aspect, say your children, people will not be able to count them. Go count the sand. You don't have time. Even you start already tired. So this is one aspect that will be seen in your descendant. Inner blessing, external blessings. That's the way where and how you have to bless the people. That's also the way how you have to check where you are. If you do something, you have to make it material and internal. not only material. The quality of both of them are very important, based on the blessing that we receive from Avraham Avinu.
Okay.
Yeah.
We said before that we don't have to watch the stars at night.
Yeah.
But really, they are tzaddikim. So what is this before? Is it because the tzaddikim are hidden, like it's saying in Bereshit that the light of Bereshit is for the tzaddikim, or something like
The truth is that we studied just before that it's good to avoid to look at the sky in the night, because this place is, let's say, dangerous in some place. So he's asking, if the stars are the tzaddikim, why is it not good to look at the sky in the night? So it's like this, because this one look at the sky in the night, but don't think about looking at tzaddikim. You think and look at beauty. But if you're a tzaddik, you know yourself being considering like a star. Don't look at yourself. You keep quiet. So what the real question is, what are you looking after when you look at the stars? That's why I say look at the day, because in the day the sky is all blue. So that blue will bring you Yirat Shamayim, but not in the night.
in the night is Gava. And we said the tribe of Issachar, they were able to see the sky and the star and make the time. So there is some people.
No, the tribes of Issachar, it's written that they have the Bina to read the time. Doesn't mean that spend their time to look at what is the new star which appears in the galaxy. No. They can look at the ground, the earth. They see what is the quality of the dough, la rosée, the dough. I say, this and this and this will happen soon.
You didn't watch the stars.
But don't need. We will read the star to see what is the moves of the moon.
So sometimes you have to watch.
You have to write. That's why we do Bekat Levana.
Yes, but at days.
But you don't fix too much. That's why you say when it's the blessing, you say, you look at the moon, c'est Kiarea Maset Vatecha. I will see the works of your finger. You look after you say the blessing. You don't keep your eyes on the moon.
And it's better to say it during the day if you see the moon during the day.
Yeah, it's better. He said, that's why it's written. Because bless, I will bless. What is bless, I will bless? Inner, external. Bless, I will bless. שתי ברכות, two blessing. אחד הנסתר הנוגע לנפש. One which is hidden, talking to the nefesh, to the soul. אחד הנגלה הנוגע לגוף. One revealed, connected to the body. And he said, ופרש אמר. ופרש ואמר, והרבה. הרבה את זרעך, הרבה את זרעך. And say, God continuing that metaphor, he said also, double language, and multiply, I will multiply your descendant. Two kind of multiplications. One, be'echut, one in the dimension of stars. What does it mean? Not so much, but one will be heavy like million, or like thousand, or like hundreds. And he said, כלומר, צדיקים שאז הם רבים באיכות, כשאחד נחשב להמון רבות. So you have to keep in mind, you tzadikim, on the scales, you are not equal to one man. I'm not saying it. You're not arrogant. Torah is telling you, you studying, taking your time, your money, your time, everything, to be able to study and to be able to give a real Torah to the community. You are called tzaddik. You fight yourself. You fully wake up. You are not like the other. Not me saying, it's written. On the scale, you are like 10, 100, 1,000, and maybe more. The higher you go, the most important you will be. That's why you see now how some tzaddikim could be able to try to bring Geula even if all Israel wasn't in the tshuva. This is the secret. The question is, if the Torah said all Israel have to come back in tshuva, Arya Kadosh, Rabbi Shimon, Moshe, why do you try to bring Geula before the time? You still wait for people to convert. You wait for people to make tshuva. Say no, because the level I achieved to being Arya Kadosh, being Rabbi Shimon, I'm like 1 million people. Yes, I take them with me. Not like I am 1 million. You have to prove it. We know how to prove it. So from that position, you understand that at any moment, you can take 10 people in that room and say, let's bring Geula, it works. Why? If we know that we are behind of us, million. Yes, we have 10 million Jewish in the world. We have 1 million. We can try and bring it. This is the meaning. So maybe just Rabbi Alfred, only him. Now with Rabbi Eliezer Hanan, they are getting all Namibia. 2 people who are on the scale more than 10 million people. Maybe you studying this in Zimbabwe, Rabbi Dean, all Zimbabwe is standing on you. Find me 1 person studying Ben Ishai that level in Zimbabwe. Okay, I give you 1 year.
There's no one.
Same thing for Nigeria. You have 5, 6. You know how many Nigerians we have? One of the most populated country in Africa. All these 200,000, 200 million, I'm standing on you. Ken Rabbi Okuma.
Shalom, Harav. Shalom, my colleagues.
Shalom.
At this point, you are talking about the Tzaddikim, and those of us who are following the steps of the Tzaddikim. Actually, we have people who confide on us, who have confidence in what we are doing. They listen to us. When they have questions, they ask us. We spend almost a day answering questions, trying to take care of one person or the other. But on the spiritual side, some of us don't really want to dabble into what is bad practice. What do we do to ensure that our followers are safe, they are in good condition? What kind of prayer should we be involved with? Is it just the normal prayers of Shacharit, Mika, and Mariv? Or is there any special thing we can do so that our followers will be safe and okay, especially this time where everyone is in danger in our part of the world? What should we do to touch their lives every day, every time? Or should we just be telling them Torah, study Torah, that is all? So please, Rabbi, I want you to guide us a little bit deeper so that we will be happy, and those who are following us will be happy. Every now and then we see people calling us, telling us they have problem, they want it to be solved. We can't pile up everybody to you, say, Rabbi, we have 100 people solve their problem. So please guide us so that we'll be able to have the knowledge of also helping them in different ways. To that, Rabbi.
The questions are always too deep. Rabbi Chief Okuma. But I will give you one secret. So please, it stay between us. Maybe some of you will understand why sometimes I don't answer to message. It's like this. The Torah said that the rabbi is like the father. We know that according to our Torah, the fathers and the mother give the clothes, the dress, the soul of the baby. They give two makifim, two surrounding light on the soul of the baby. And the two surrounding light, if the parents were holy in the moment of procreation, the baby will have an eternal Yetzer Tov pushing him to do Torah and mitzvot. That's why even if your father was not a Talmid Chacham, but you become the chief rabbi of Israel, you have to give to him kibud avayim, respect. Why? Because your abilities, your skills to go higher and higher in Torah don't come from the hours you spend in front of the book. They come from the holiness of the father and the mother at the moment of the creation of the sons. Same situation. We talk why the rabbi can be called father. So because studying, teaching is all about mouth. We saw last week that the tongue, the teeth, and the lips, they are nothing less, nothing more than the Brit Milah itself. They come from the same place. So when you teach, you basically build around your students one surrounding light. That surrounding light is you. It's standing on them every time. First part of the answer for you, Rabbi Okuma, is that every time you keep yourself holy, every time you prevent yourself of sinning, you bring Yetzer Tov to those one who listen to you. This is the first level of responsibilities. Is to know that if you are alone in your room, you are attracted by sinning, think about your student and pray God to save you, because people trusting you, giving you their life, their head, their heart to study under your authority, they are this one who will be surrounded by your light. So just by keeping yourself holy, basically you will prevent them to be facing bad situations. Second level is that surrounding light that you build upon them, it's one part of you. Let's say it's one part of your soul, one part of your ruach. So sometimes the student will dream about you. They'll say, yeah, I dreamed, I saw you talking to me. You will become, say, oh, Baruch Hashem, it's a good dream. But you know it wasn't you. It was the makif, the surrounding light to send on him. Some of them will tell you, oh, it's strange. Every time I want to make mistake, I want to make sins for the shalom, I hear your voice telling me, don't do. And it's your voice, Rabbi Okuma, talking to my eyes, to my ears. It's not you. You were at home, maybe cooking one rice, jollof rice. But the student at the same moment says, oh, Rabbi Okuma, what did you do yesterday about 7? You will say, no, I was making my jollof. Now you say, oh, Hashem, what's happened to you, my son? And now because this man make me crazy, I was about to beat him, because we're Nigerian. First of all, we beat after we speak. I thought, after he said, no, I was about, and I hear your voice, Rabbi Okuma, telling me, don't do. He said, thank you. Just kiss him. Don't be ashamed, because you build that makif. That's why he hear your voice. Basically, the holiness of what you do, you use the makif you put on your student as shlichim, people you send. So based on that, first of all, be sure that you don't have to multiply yourself and to say, I have to be here and there. Sometimes just keep quiet. Why? Because sometimes you makifim that you build on the head of your student, they have more information than you sitting in your chair. So someone telling you, Rabbi, I don't know what to do. This and that and that. You say, okay, I will answer. Bezrat Hashem. You pray. Two possibilities. Or your makif will bring to you the surrounding light you put on the student will bring to you an information to give him the good answer, or your light will help him to find the solution in the dream or in the thinking. Don't worry, this is how it works. We are not like God where we can be every time at the same moment. No, but we can use our makifim. That's why the Torah said, make a lot of students. Why? The more you have students, basically, the more you have makifim. And your student makes student, and the student make a student, the student of the student, and this make a big, big, big surrounding light, guiding, protecting everybody. Because, for example, the student of Rabbi Eliyahu Shmidia, Rabbi Eliyahu Gaon, the student of Rabbi Israel, the student of Rabbi Din, the student of Rabbi Alfred, the student of Rabbi Emeka, when they listen to you, what is the cover they have? They have you covered by my cover, covered by the cover of the stage for me, covered and covered and covered. So maybe me, I don't have the solution, but maybe the rabbi who formed me will give the solution. We bring it on them. That's why we talk about traditions. Roots your Torah in traditions. That's why the first limud, what I saw, I did to you, I did a diagram. From you to the Ben Ishchai, from you to the Ari. Why? Not to be arrogant. To tell you basically, here is the makifim you receive when you listen to me. Not because it's me. Because I receive also from other one, and other one, and other one, and other one, and other one. And same thing for you, student. There's the answer.
Thank you, Harav. Thank you very much. What you have been saying is very, very true concerning how we are to take care of people who are following us. Sometimes we don't know how it happens, but you will be on your own and your student will say, leader, I have an issue about something. After telling you, maybe you just say, Hashem, help this person. But you didn't have time to spend 1 hour to pray for the person. But you just have the intention, Hashem, please, you can hear your son crying, help him. Before you know it, maybe in a day, 2 days time, that same person will call you, I have seen the miracle. It is true what you are saying, that the way we live our lives affects those who are close to us. And I want to believe that everything we do creates angels, creates legions of angels around you that are doing the real spiritual work. Instead of you physically getting involved, say, come and kneel, let me pray for you. How many people can you lay hands upon in a day? Yes. So actually, we are going to intensify our efforts. On a personal ground, there was a day I was playing one of your videos and I was on the bed, just playing it, trying to hear what you have been teaching us. And something just appeared as if I was trying to put a bucket of water on the corner of a room. And that bucket of water, the bucket is empty and not clean. Bucket is dirty. The corner I wanted to put it, the corner had a clean bucket of water in the corner. And that bucket was filled. So I was trying to force that other new bucket that is dirty to that place, to enter its space. But the other one did not allow me. So there were two forces. So later I realized that it was an experience. Then I said, okay, maybe this is the work of Harav. He's been doing what good thing for us, and the water should symbolize Torah. So this is the Torah of Harav. It will not have place for any other thing that is not okay. I didn't tell you, but that is my understanding. So if we can follow the same suit, my colleague, So the message is for all of us. If we can follow the same suit, it will help us to improve our people. When we have opportunity to destroy another person, let us not destroy them. To help us go a long way. Many people around me, they don't even know who Okuma is. They feel Okuma has another power. I always tell them, I don't have any power. I don't have anything I'm doing. I'm not trying to praise myself, but sometimes I want to make myself known. I refuse to practice Kabbalah since I started observing Torah over 15, 16, 17 years ago. When people bring Kabbalah lessons, I say, no, I don't want to do Kabbalah. I want it from Israel. When I get it from Israel, to be kosher. Why? Because there was a time I approached a Kabbalah school in US through online. They recommended me to meet a pastor in Lagos. Then I asked them, what is Kabbalah doing with a pastor? They said they have trained him. I said, you have trained a pastor? I just squeezed all the papers in my house and that is the end. This was about 12 years ago. So since then, anything Kabbalah, I don't involve myself. But anywhere I go, in Nigeria, in my place, even people in my synagogue, they don't believe that I don't have an extra power. Sometimes when they are in trouble, they come say, Daddy, do something now. Just do something. I say, okay, go and pray. I will also pray. They don't, even Tito, as I'm talking, they don't understand. Some feel that I'm wicked. I only help myself. I don't want to help them. So I think the major thing, we should not destroy other people. If you destroy other people because you have the opportunity, through Lashon Hara, through trying to make them not to grow in Torah or in any other form, it affects us. So it's a big secret. Rabbi, thank you very much for guiding us. Yet, I still want you from time to time, equip us so that we'll be able to stand firm. We are still crawling, we are falling, we rise and fall, we rise and fall. But actually, nobody here will say he has not improved tremendously, not just improving tremendously. Nobody will say he has not seen the light. Nobody will say he has not had a taste of holiness. So we are drinking holiness, tasting it, bathing with it, swimming in it, and we so much enjoy it. Thank you very much, Harav.
Thank you too, Abiyokuma. Your words are always full of wisdom. Your wisdom, you know, it's very important because sometimes we are just human. We cannot be everywhere every time, and our makifim, the surrounding life we build for the student or people who trust us, sometimes they make the work, and that's why when you try to make something new, people get the habits to ask for the blessing of the rabbi. Say, I'm not have your makif, but add some words because maybe where I will go, it will be helpful for me. And this is very important, like you said. And I will add one last thing before to give to Rabbi Israel to speak. It said like this, that why also the children have to give respect to the parents. So why the students have to give some respect for the parents, to the rabbi. It's because you being the surrounding light of your son, you are basically the reason why you're gonna go higher and higher and higher. But also when your sons make sins, you will be punished for him. It means that the parents will accept the idea of being beaten by the forces of the Nim when the sons are not in the righteous way. So when you accept to teach and to give your time, to give yourself, why God have a big, big pity and really love you? Because you, in a way, you accept also that when your student messed up, you will receive. As a shalom, I'm not telling you that to be afraid. No. Be who you are. Because you are, all of you, you have an amazing art, amazing level, amazing ruchaniyut. And we do know that we are only in the beginning. But also all the people who are following you. Always guard them. Give to them the best, the best, the best. Don't think like this one, oh, you know what, I've always got plenty of good wine or good good gem, let's say, or just give one. I'll keep the most for me because I want to be the boss. No, why? It's not logical. If you will be punished if your students are not the best, it's not logical to keep the best for you. Give to them the best. Like this, if you're okay with yourself, it will not bring you to be in danger. So don't worry. I know we started something very big. No, I know. But sometimes, when we start, we have also to be rooted in the revealed, which is material, which is goof. But I always give priority to the inner, to the hidden. If we succeed to make a good dynamic in the inner, the body follow. And yes, we are now hovering in the level of body. But to tell you the truth, because we are in a family, the level of body will be really standing when we will do the prayer of Shovavim. That's why I want to do that prayer, because this is bringing people to pray for the fixing and the holiness of our Brit Milah, and to say, God, we want to be holy. This is the entrance of starting to work strong also in the materialistic aspect. So Bezrat Hashem, we're going to see, we are moving forward. Bezrat Hashem. Rabbi Israel, yes.
Rabbi, so to that, my colleagues, I'm happy that Rabbi Okuma raised this issue. And also my teacher, Rabbi, I'm happy with the way you answered the question, because we don't rest here. To be sincere, Rabbi,
Rabbi Israel.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Bezrat Hashem. Let's wait to come back. Let's continue in turn. So he said, also, I will bless. Two kinds of blessing, physical and spiritual. One connected to the dimension of the stars, talking about tzaddikim, which are connected to the aspect of stars, like it's written in Shivim Elef Ish, in Midrash Te'ilim. Ze Avishai, שהיה שקול, I'm in the second picture, שהיה שקול בצדקתו כ-70 איש. They say, when the Midrash Tehillim is talking about this man was on the scale, it was like 70,000 people. Who is it? This is Avishai. See, Avishai, at that level, in his righteous way, he achieved the level to be on the scale like 70,000 men. Zehu Tov Nafshi. And he said the second level is connected to the sand. ריבוי כמות שיהיה רבים, יכול השאר לסביבת הים, שאין מספר לגלגולותם. It's because all the sand which are in front of the sea, you cannot count them. ואמר, על שפת הים. We say, why you have to connect the sun to the sea? You can't say you will be like the sand of the desert. Why you want to put it in front of the sea? אמר שפת הים, ולא אמר כחול בסתם. You don't say just sand. ויעמוד שיהיו הם שומרים את העולם. Oh, you see what? So even when we're on the level of quantity, multiplying people in quantity, not like tzaddikim where we are not so much, but we are as heavy as many. So in the aspect of the sand, it said the purpose talking to you about the sand being in front of the sea is because the purpose for you is to protect the world. You see, not to protect yourself only, or not to protect only your country, the world. That's why many times I've been told, by the sage. Pinchas, did you pray? Yes. You pray well? Ah, yes. It was amazing. In the Kavanot, I went, aye, okay. Open the radio. Open the radio. You have bad news from the world? Yes, I heard earthquake here, wind here, water here. So, okay, go back to pray. Your prayer have to have good influence all over the world. Ken Rabbi Israel, finish your words. Yes. Okay. Can I continue? So the purpose of the tzaddikim revealed on the number of the generation of Abraham in the aspect of sin is to protect the world. כמו שאמרו רבותינו זכרונו לברכה במסכת תענית על פסוק כי בארבע רוחות השמיים כשם שאין אפשר לעולם בלי רוחות כך אי אפשר לעולם בלי ישראל. So what the purpose? It said written in Masechet Ta'anit that the Prophet Zechariah said that all the words which exist, they need 4 kinds of wind. It's normal. You need the wind, the wind, the wind, and the wind. He said, but same thing can be said regarding Israel. You cannot have a word without Israel. We are the keepers. And he said, וידוע כי הקדוש ברוך הוא שם החול על תיבת הים לשמור את העולם. It's known that God puts the sand on the borders of the sea in order to protect the world, because he tells to the water, be please on the same place, and may the sand appear from the water. שלא ישטוף הים את העולם, שנאמר הוא גבוה מן היבשה. So say we are afraid that the waters go all over the sand and just chas v'shalom destroy the world, like we saw with the tsunami in Japan before a few years. They say כמו שנאמר, אשר שמתי חול גבול לים, חוק עולם בלעו יברענהו. Say because God said in Jeremiah, I put the sand like a border to the sea, and the sea should never go over the sand. This is real Israel. נמצא כל אשר צבאת הים שם אותו הקדוש ברוך הוא לשמור את העולם. So now we understand that all the purpose of the sand, which is in front of the sea, is here to protect the world. וכמו שכתבתי, שאין לך דבר שאין בו חיצוני פנימיות. כן, כל מצווה ומצווה יש בו חיצוני פנימיות. So I go back. You see, I go back on my first affirmations. I say, everything which was created with inner aspect and external aspect. וכן הוא מצוות השבת. A nice start. See, also, Shabbat is like that. Also, Shabbat has the inner and the external aspect. החיצוניות שבו הוא עונג שבת הנגלה, שהגוף מתנהג ביום זה באכילה, בשתייה ובכסות והונאה, בתוספת ורובה על ימי החול. וכן מתנהג במנוחה, שהוא שובת מכל מלאכה, ועושה בגשמי, וכל זה הוא נגלה. So you see what's happening. Let's see about the external aspect connected to Shabbat. If you want, the sand aspect of Shabbat. So what's happened here? So this is connected to the aspect of Oneg Shabbat, the reveal aspect, that the goof get the profit from that. You have it from the food, from the drinks, from the clothes of Shabbat, from the relationship with your wife, from all the supplement things that you had, which are not in the days a week, the food and so on. Also, you take time to rest, which is also something very good for your body, not to work, not to be active, to give to him time to rest. And he said, and you basically do your limud Torah and not working. This is called external aspect of Shabbat. And after said, והפנימיות שבה הוא עונג הנפש בתוספת נפש ונשמה של קדושת שבת. But what is the inner aspect which is here? It's the additional when you had other levels to your soul. תוספת נפש ונשמה. You had נפש ונשמה. והארת עילוי העולמות וזיווגי המידות הנעשה למעלה. בכל זה הוא נסתר. And say also you get the profit of all the things which happen in the invisible world. This you feel it in your soul. So one bracket here. He said that you have additional part in your soul. Nefesh, ruach, neshama. But we have big question here. Very serious. It's written in the Mahloket between Pashtanim and Mekubalim. Who deserves to have the additional part of soul? We know that everything starts with the way you receive Shabbat. It was asked to the son of Rabbi Yosef. If someone just received Shabbat at the Beit Knesset, does this man also have additional part of soul, although they have Shabbat? The Pashtanim will say, no, only the night. So what's happened? In the night, you have the additional nefesh. In the morning, you have the additional ruach. In the afternoon, you have the additional neshama. So first of all, it depends on what is your level. If you are just running with nefesh, you will never receive additional ruach neshama because you have to stand on something. If your level is nefesh ruach, all the additional part you're going to receive will be nefesh ruach. But also other answer said, we, the Mekubalim, we said, that if he didn't receive Shabbat 3 times, we even don't know if the additional part of nefesh of the evening you will receive it. So these things of receiving Shabbat 3 times, it's very, very, very serious study. Very. Then I go back. ובזה יובא בשביל נשמע את העם שאומרים כמה שבת 2 פעמים בואי קלה בקול רם ופעם אחת בלחש. I say no, now that you know all that secret, you will understand why we do say בואי קלה 3 times. We say בואי קלה, and the 3rd time we say בואי קלה, not louder. We say it with small voice. So why? היינו 2 פעמים בקול רם כנגד חלעי החיצוניים שהם נגלה, השייכים לגוף. You say, the 2 times you say, בואי קלה, it's connected to the external parts of Shabbat. The reveal, the physical one, the sand aspect. And he said, שהם אחד עונג אכילה ושתייה, שהוא ביקום עשה, עונג מנוחה, שהוא ביקום מלאכה, שהוא עניין שב ואל תעשה בפעם אחת. So he said, why there are 2 times? בואי קלה. One בואי קלה, the first one, which is in the dimension of reveal, is connected to the aspect of oneg. The second בואי קלה, in the physical aspect, is connected to the aspect of resting, arrest. oneg ומנוחה. בואי קלה. And the third one that you said, not with a louder voice, just with a small voice. בואי קלה. So why you say the third one is connected to the inner aspect of Shabbat, which is Eden, connected to the soul in the additional qualities and spiritualities that we receive because of Shabbat Kodesh. Let's start. How many are we? Let's start with some halachot, and in a few minutes we will be finished. Parashat VaEra. I sent you the picture. It will be in English. Halachot will be not so big difference with the Hebrew, so we can read straight in in English. It's,
Is it possible, Rabbi, to receive Shabbat earlier because, for example, you have to go to a synagogue which is far from your house?
We always receive Shabbat earlier.
I mean, even lighting the candles.
Lighting the candles, yes, we can.
Yeah.
You just know that you have a maximum time, which is you have to light before the Shkia.
Yeah.
So let's start. And we are 24 halachot in the video. First picture. Rabbi Din, can you read the first halacha, please? Rabbi Din, you are with us? Rabbi Din, go on. Can you read the first halacha, please?
Did I read it, Rabbi?
Can you read the first halacha?
Yes, Rabbi. Can I start?
Yes.
Laws of Kabbalat Shabbat. According to our teacher, the Arizal, one should recite the words Boy Kala twice in a loud voice and once in whisper.
Yes, continue.
Twice in a loud voice and once in a whisper.
Yes.
Sefer Hakavanot.
Yes.
According to the true reason, although the true reason is given in the source, Torah may be explained in different ways, and I would give a simpler explanation based on the premise that one must observe Shabbat in thought, word, and deed. This is reflected in the 3 times that we recite Boy Kala when receiving the Shabbat, twice aloud to symbolize the manifest word and deed, and once in a whisper to symbolize thought, which is only revealed to Elohim. Although explanation could be given as follows, the word boy has the numerical value of the Hebrew word ahva, love, and even more, it has the same letters as the letter Yod, numerical value 10. In boy can be split into two hays, numerical value. In boy can be split into 2 hays, numerical. Rabbi, can you hear me?
Yes.
We say this word 3 times in all to signify that it is most important at this time to firmly bind oneself to the attribute of love in thought, word, and deed, and to distance oneself from any hatred or bickering as mentioned in More Ba Esba. By the Gaon Zal. Friday afternoon, the risk of bickering between husband and wife or with the servants because and the Satan does his utmost then to create as much strife as possible. A Elohim-fearing person should thus do his best to control himself and not to give rise to any enmity or disagreement. On the contrary, he should do his utmost to keep the peace. It is, Rabbi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you very good. Continue, Rabbi Israel.
Okay. It is important to realize that whenever one quarrels with one's wife or children or servants, one always think that one is justified in becoming annoyed over whatever has been done in the house, over whatever has. But the truth, Rabbi,
Yeah.
okay, but the truth is that one should realize that it is not they who caused this mishap to occur. It is nothing other than the work of the Satan trying to stir up trouble at this sensitive time. And if the Satan is doing his best to coerce one's wife or one's servants into doing something which is not as one wishes, what can they do to avoid it? Who can really successfully resist the Satan? Therefore, when one sees something wrong in the house, one should not blame one's wife or servants and fight with them over it, but one should recall what I have just written, and one will then refrain from argument and anger and will be better off in this world and the next. One should examine the story cited in the Talmud, Nedarim 66b, of a Babylonian man who went to live in Palestine and married a Palestinian woman. But as the dialects of Aramaic spoken by the husband and wife were different, there were frequent misunderstandings between them. When he once asked her to cook some lentils, she cooked just two. When he asked her the next day to cook only a specific measure of something, she cooked an enormous amount. When he asked her to fetch two watermelons, she misunderstood the word and brought two lambs. And when he asked her to break them upon on the doorstep, presuming she had brought the melons, she broke them over the head of the sage, Bava ben Bava ben Beta. The latter's name, Beva, Rabbi,
Baba Ben Buta.
the letter, Bava ben Buta, the latter's name, okay, Rabbi, the letter's name Bava means door. Our sages, The Eliezer recorded this story to illustrate the extent to which one should exercise patience, particularly with regard to inadvertent
I will finish and I will translate some aspects which didn't have been translated properly. Israel can hear me, we don't hear you yet.
mistakes made by one's hands, probably straight. Rabbi, should I continue?
Where are you now? Because it's freezed.
Okay. Rabbi, I'm at the Talmud also tells, Gittin 52.
Okay, finish. Finish.
Okay, Rabbi. Okay, Rabbi. The Talmud also tells, Gittin 52, of a couple who quarreled every Friday until the Tanna, Rabbi Meir, made a point of visiting them each week until he was able to reconcile them. When peace finally reigned, Rabbi Meir had a voice attributed to the Satan say, "Alas, he has thrown me out of that house." It should be quite clear from this that whenever one does anything to create or provoke strife, one is playing into the hands of the Satan. And anything done towards achieving peace hoists the Satan and strengthen the hand of Israel. That's the Rabbi.
I will just make one explanation because in the translation, they really squeeze important parts, which according to our rhythm of limud would be very important for you to know. It's like this. In my text, I have this. It said that you have to know שבוי קלה מספר חיים. If you have בוי קלה, בוי קלה, it's gematria חיים. Which is basically 68. And he said, the Kedusha, the Shabbat, היא מחיה את העולמים. Why חיים? חיים means to live, to bring life. Because the holiness of Shabbat bring life to all the worlds. So it's one other aspect to the question of Rabbi Okuma. For a few minutes, also you keeping Shabbat properly, you bring Chaim, you bring life to this one who follow you. And he said, לכן לא ניתנה אלא לישראל דכתיב. That's why this life was only given to Israel. What is this life? Shabbat. It's written, Chaim kulechem hayom, bringing you life to you, to all of you today. What is Chaim? Shabbat. Kulechem hayom. He said, what is the hayom? ידוע שהתיבת היום דרשו רבותינו זכרונו לברכה. Say, he bring life to us today. Today. What is today? Our stage of said Masal Shabbat. על סעודת השבת בתלעת היום ירתי בפרשת שלח. גם, say היום, he bring you life today. היום is connected to the סעודות of Shabbat. Why? We know that eating brings spirituality inside of us. So if one food connected to Shabbat and I eat it properly, I bring to me life. After he said, גם נראה לי לרמוז בסייעתא דשמיא, 3 פעמים בו יקלה. So you say now, I have boy kala, I know it's 63, because kala is 55, and boy, it's 30, right? I say now, how many times you say boy kala? You say it 3 times, right? So if I have 3 times boy kala, this brings to me to the word tzaddik. So what is a tzaddik? This one will know how to say, to bring boikala 3 times. The aspect of being tzaddik is connected to the aspect of your Shabbat, Rabbanim. He said, not only that, look, 3 times, boikala is 63 times. 3, 68 times 3, it's tzaddik. This tzaddik, gematria. So, this 204. And he said, Dirmoz, les sot tzaddik akatruv, be'zmirot HaShabbat, tzaddik atamar yifchar, because like you keeping Shabbat, you become like a tzaddik who's going to raise up like the palm tree. ומפורש בסודות בשאר כוונות, יעון שם, it's also written in the כוונות, in the סודות of כוונות. וגם, הם מספר 12 פעמים טוב. He said, when you have this, you take the word tov, 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 it's 70. You take it 12 times. What do you have? Tzaddik also. Why 12 times? פעמים טוב, לקדושת השבת מושכת טוב ל12 שבטי ישראל. Because the holiness of Shabbat bring good, bring tov to the 12 tribes. You understand the secret? Even if people don't call it Jewish, even if administration are fighting, Jewish keeping Shabbat, bring, and send tov to the 12 tribe. Even if you just know 2. It's written black and white. After said, because it will be sent from the 12 faces that you have in Atzilut. גם 2 פעמים boikala, the call ram מספר call. It's not only what. Let's go back to boikala. You say boikala 2 times. If you say 2 times, you say boikala. What's after say boikala 2 times? It's gematria, so it's 68 times 2. It's gematria call. The voice. Gematria call. said, מספר קול. ופעם אחת ויקלעה לחלש ומספר חיים. So, I said 2 times I have call. I'm missing 1 boikala because I said 3 times boikala. So I'm missing 63. 68. So I have Chaim. So here I have call plus Chaim, which will be the 3rd time, right? Here. You see what's happened? פעם אחת בו יקלעה, הוא במספר חיים. והרי כל לחיים, ואבן זה. And he said, when you do that, you have voice and life. He said, I will not explain to you. Understand by yourself. What is that? You say, you have 3 times Boikala, it's static. We get it. He said the 2 times Boikala, when you build back 2 times, it's 2 times 68, you have call. We are missing 1 time, it's Chaim. He said, if you hear it, I gave to you, call and Chaim. Understand by yourself. What do you understand? Do you have any ideas?
Let me try.
Yeah. You have something?
The gematria, Kol Kaim. Let the same let Israel live.
It was freezing. It's I'm pretty sure you said something amazing, but it's not hear you, Rabbeinu.
Rabbi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I said that the call that we get the call, the voice that we pronounce live upon us,
Yeah.
that observe the Shabbat properly to be able to be able to attend those things, that the voice we pronounce live upon us.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you mean?
Where come from the 17 times 12?
Tov. C'est 17. 12 fois. 12, 17, tu as Tzadik.
17 fois 12, ça fait 12.
Oui.
Ça, c'est 17. Oui. Donc, 17 fois 12 dans la voiture.
Ça veut dire que quand tu fais le Shabbat, tu amènes 12 fois le mot de Tov.
Ah, parce que c'est quoi la question là?
Moi, je demande, c'est Boikala, 2 times it's called. And we are missing 1.
Yeah.
The last one bring to you Chaim. 68. So he said, you hear it, I brought to you Kor and Chaim, good luck. Why you say that?
Because we have to find where is the Chaim.
What is the Chaim? What is the Kor? Why you say that again? What the purpose of the Ben Ish Chai was to bring to us Kor and Chaim?
So there is 2 times call, it's your voice. So 1 time it says in the field.
Yeah.
The 2nd time it is in your house.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3rd time is in the beta message.
Yes. So, what do you mean? I'll give you the secret. When you receive Shabbat, you have to say the Mizmor David. Avou l'Adonai, Avou l'Adonai, Avou l'Adonai, Avou l'Adonai. Right, Tzadikim? After you start,
Yes, Rabbi. Yes, Rabbi.
After you start in the same Mizmor, call Hashem Bakoa. Call Adonai Bakoa, call Adonai Be'ada. Call. How many calls do you have in Mizmor David? 7. 7 calls. And you finish with the last call, which is Kol Malchut. I will show you. השתחוו לאדוני ביראת קודש, and you start. כל השם על המים. כל השם. כל השם. כל השם. This is call, it's you. And the aspect of the Yesod. Chaim is the seeds. It's the brain, the mochin. So you're ready for the yichud of your wife. And what do you say? Boi kala, come my queen. What do you call her? You have to give something to a queen that you call. Which man calls a woman? You call yours. You say boi kala, boy. Like this you talk. You say woman say like Italian. Bella ragazza, boh. No. Something is happening. You're calling something. So that call, when you start to call it, you have to bring Chaim. What is Chaim? Is the brain. Chabad, Chochma Bin Adat. And then over time, it didn't explain to you, they didn't translate in the translation. He said that the free Boikala is connected to Chochma Bina of Yetzirah. And that, Chabad, the brain. This is why Shabbat is the perfect moment for the intimacy with your wife. Rabbi Okuma.
Rav, my question is, what is the real thing or the real personality or the real power or the real entity we are calling when we say boy kala? Who are we calling?
We are calling the Shekhinah. We are calling the Shekhinah, and that Shekhinah will come. The Shabbat will come. So when we are in the day of Shabbat, we are in the day of Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is spiritual. You cannot touch it, even see it. So what you will have to do is to bring that Shekhinah till your house. And you will send that Shekhinah in your cup. Where's the cup? Your wife. So what you're calling is you're calling for your union. And that union, it depends on the spirituality you will bring at home. So when you say boikala, you call all the spiritual aspect of your wife, called Shekhinah. You surround the table, you make the kiddush, like kiddushin. You make her wife, yours. You take that cup. That's why if you have guests at home and they are married, please give to the husband a cup, his own cup to make the kiddush. You shouldn't count on your kiddush. Just bring your kiddush for you and family and this one who are singles. But the married, you have to provide for them their own cup and their own wine. Because it's a call out to Yichud, union. That finished. And he said, Boi kala, but it's also boi. The word boi, it's also gematria, ahava, love. He's telling you everything. He's giving you the elements. He says, boi gematria, love. And he said, Ki u yud נחלקת לשתי ההין, ואז בואי אותיות אהבה. And he said, this is Yud. The Yud basically become two Hey. Instead of having this, which is 10, you have this and that, which is 2 times 5, which is also 10. It said, why is being like that? You understand what he's telling you? He's amazing, the Ben Ish Chai. It's telling you how to pass from Bowie to Ava. It don't want you just to play with the numbers.
Okay.
You see, you get it. Rabbi Shimon get it. You say, Aries, you have Bowie, right?
Yeah.
It will be easy to say, oh, okay, the same gematria, 13. You say, no. I want you to take this Yud, transform it to 2A, and like this, you bring one here, the Aleph here, and the last A here is you write Ahava. He wants you to build the 2A of Ahava from the Yud of Boy. The third purpose. I want to understand why. Because the Yud it's a drop. It's like a seed. He said that seeds, give it to the 2 dimensions of your wife. What are the 2 dimensions of your wife? Rachel and Leah. Here is Rachel. Here is Leah. So from Bowie, what you call your wife to be that wife which is complete. You make 2A, and from these transformations, you have Ava. So you can only love a woman or wife which is fulfilled with the 2 aspects of Rachel and Leah. That's why we here, when we celebrate wedding, we give to the women a rings which is square, like this. Why? Because the square ring, it's 2 dalets. 1 dalet for Leah and 1 dalet for Rachel, but this we're going to see it later on. That is the kind of ring that we put here for the wedding. We don't put rings, but we offer for the wedding a ring which is square outside and circle inside. Why? Because we want to make the 2A from the boy. And it's finished. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much to you for your amazing question.
Thank you, Harav.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi Fred. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi Yogaon. Thank you, Rabbi Said.
To say something.
Thank you.
Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom to all of you.
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
Rabbi
Shalom.
Israel, next time you will tell us your question. Please don't forget.
Okay, Rabbi. I will do that, Rabbi.
Bezrat Hashem.
Yes, Rabbi.
Sorry,
Yes.
Rabbi, before you
Rabbi,
go.
in our class yesterday, Rabbi Shimon told us that he will inform you about having a gematria class on Mondays.
I will make something simple. Look, you see, here's the guy. He will do the gematria classes. He will do it. Don't worry.
Yes.
Bezrat Hashem.
Okay, Rabbi. Okay, Rabbi.
My suggestion on that gematria class is I wish it is limited to this group.
Of course, it will be before the class on Wednesday. We will start at 6 and we will do the class maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then we go with the parasha.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, Rabbi Shimon. All right.
Bye-bye.
Toda.